told my shelter friend about YouTube. Didn't do it to brag. I did it. 2 reasons. Number one, it's not healthy for me that I have to hide everything. I shouldn't have to. I should be able to say whatever, you know. And number two, in case the shit ever hits the fan, you know, I want to be able to cry on her shoulder. So she says to me, when I told her, you know, I'd always wanted to be famous, and I never told her in an email, I always wanted to be famous, but I never managed to become famous, you know, so, but I did manage to, quote unquote, become famous out on YouTube. And when she goes, do you really think, she said in an email, do you really think you wanted to be famous, or you just want to be loved? No. I wanted recognition for my fucking gifts I've had since I was a kid. It's not rocket science. It's not rocket science. All I've ever wanted is to be seen as something in the eyes of my family, both sides. It's not rocket science. It eats away at me. Eats the fucking way at me, but, you know, especially now. Sure, this YouTube shit's better than nothing, you know? You've been made to feel like shit your whole fucking life. It's kind of nice to have total strangers calling you beautiful and brilliant, you know? Made to feel like shit, but people are supposed to care about you. Let's talk about Daddy. He finds me. Remember, I was going through hell. I was in an abusive relationship. He finds me. He used that peoplesearch.com, whatever. He found me in LA, where I been living with Donald for years, okay? Daddy happened to find me within not long after I'd been left like garbage. Bottom of that hell. Man, I'd spent 7 years, 8 months of my life with it, shoved me backwards, okay? Now, I wasn't in a very good mood, was I? Now, Father found me. I wasn't in a very good mood. So in my emails, of course, I was focusing on myself. He actually accused me of being narcissistic. You see how people are? You see how they have all their own perspectives? It's like, same with Marion now, you know. Can we forget we were ever mean? I didn't want anything to do with him after that. I wasn't talking about boyfriends and makeup. I was telling him that I'd been abused. You know what I mean? And he didn't care. As far as he was concerned, because of my emails, you know, I wasn't just being this cheerful person and whatnot, you know. Fuck him. He can go fuck himself. So, anyway, not too happy with him. And I ended things pretty much with him. One of my shelter friends, acquaintance, I'm sorry, we were talking about, I didn't just trust people were talking about their family, blah, 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 whatever, you know. And then you put in your 2 cents, and I talked about how my father, you know, he wanted my mom to abort me, and she refused, and whatnot. And my shelter friend was like, I'm surprised you ever talked to him again. You know, but I'm not like that, you know. Just like a lot of people who were abused when they were kids or whatnot, whenever you're an adult and you're never close to the person, but you at least, you know, you're civil or whatnot. And, so he didn't care at all. And he accused me, you know, didn't care. His emails were just, he was upset because I was just, you know, whatever. He's a fucking prick, okay? flash forward. Remember, flash forward, he found me again, I think on Facebook or something. I decided to hear what he had to say. Didn't really care what he had to say, considering he didn't care that I could have died or worse at the bottom of that hill where I knocked unconscious and bruises all over me. And he found me on Facebook because he had news for me. He had news. He had finally found his long-lost son, okay? He had found his long-lost son, and he wanted us all to be a big, happy family. So and when he found me again, was when after I'd gone through all this shit with my family in 2009, and I was on welfare, and I was living with my mama, living with Donald and his mama, and, being threatened all the time by Donald, I'm gonna have to leave and whatnot, and there was no security, and, my life had hit complete rock bottom. Daddy wants us all to be a big, happy family. My brother knows nothing about my past. My brother not going to understand why I can't just be joyful and happy and happy, and blah, 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 whatever. I decided to tell him. I have every right to. Okay? I have every right to tell my brother, who's married and kids and seems, very happy and whatnot, about my hellish life. Had I been in a situation like the friend I told you before, she had a horrible, horrible childhood, but she went on to achieve great things and find love and happiness and whatnot, okay? But she's a beautiful, beautiful soul, and she could recognize my pain, and she wanted to take it away, and she couldn't, and that made her sad, 'cause that's how she was, but what are you gonna do? Daddy, if I was in a good place, then I probably wouldn't have bothered to write to my brother and tell him what I'd gone through as a kid with my father. But I was in a very bad place, and Daddy had already betrayed me again by not even caring. Not even caring for Donald and me. Not even caring. Okay? So I was pissed. So I wrote to my brother, and I told him the truth of how my father had treated me. Okay? And that was that. And I didn't even want anything to do with my father anymore. And I pretty much didn't pay attention, didn't open his emails. And I think I blocked him. I don't know. I was going through fucking hell, and you want to just introduce me to my brother, and we're gonna... Fuck you, I don't know what people expect from me, but it's really ridiculous what people think or expect. So, flash forward to my life had entered even more hell. See, it never ends, never gonna end this hell until I'm dead, My life had entered more hell with the thing with Donald strangling me and the restraining order, living on the streets for 7 days with Omar and whatnot, okay? Now I find myself in the fucking shelter when I was supposed to be with my mother and Omar and healing and whatnot, okay? I stupidly I thought my father might care, so I sent him a letter letting him know. Come to find out, no, I would never have imagined this. Why would my brother have cared what I had to say about something that my father had done almost 30 years ago, whatever, 44 now, this was, 20 years ago, whatever. Why would my brother have even cared? I got emails from Daddy. Daddy didn't give a shit that I'm in this shelter. Daddy needed to let me know. It's the only reason he contacted me in the shelter, to let me know that I'd fucked up things with his long-lost son that he had found. I didn't know I had that much power. I fucked things up with his precious long-lost son. And he wanted to make things right. In his words, you just tell Brian that you lied about everything and all will be right with the world. Yeah, Daddy. I'll tell Brian that I lied about everything and quote-unquote all will be right with the world. Fuck you. Fuck you all. Not you guys. My family. Fuck you all. My family both sides. No. Fuck you all. I'll tell Daddy, I'll tell Brian, my mama's brother, that I lied about everything. You know what my father even said? He goes, remember he had a girlfriend who turned into his wife? Just ask Janet, she'll tell you. Yeah, I'm going to ask Janet to tell me what you did to me. I remember it all. Just ask Janet, she'll tell you. And then he even said about his black son, who's, I do admire the fact that he's always, you know, not only accepted this son, this black guy, as his own son. He was raised as his son, whatever. But the woman, while she was pregnant, didn't say it was a black guy. You know what I mean? And you couldn't tell until he got a little older. And then he's definitely black. And just ask him. There's my proof, you know. People in my family just think, both sides just think I'm an idiot. They think I'm an idiot. They think I'm just another mentally ill member of my family. They think I'm just like my mother. That's what I've been fighting against my whole fucking life. So no, shelter friend, as much as I love you, and I'm glad that you're tolerating my needs and insecurity, and I didn't lose your friendship. I didn't just want to be loved. I wanted recognition of my talents. Recognition, okay? No wonder I wound up with a monster. Donald was a monster, but he recognized my talent and whatnot. He found me on the streaming thing, but you know, and I sent him my songs and whatever, and he recognized my talent, and he recognized the fact that the part of my huge problem in life was because my family had never, in his words, you don't feel real because your family never recognized you as having accomplished anything or being beautiful or whatnot, you know. And he said on his tapes, you know, don't let anyone tell you otherwise because they're wrong. You're special, you're beautiful, lovely, you're talented, blah, 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 you know. And then he went on to fucking destroy me. Just tell Brian you lied, Laura, and all will be right with the world. I wrote my father. I never opened his emails again. I don't know how to block people on hotmail. I wish I did. But I wrote to Brian and I said, you know, Daddy, my father wants me to tell you that I lied. I'm not going to do that because I didn't lie about anything to you. Nothing. Just tell Brian you lied and all will be right with the world. Fuck you, Daddy. Fuck all of you and my family. You don't know shit about me. You just think you fucking